Hi, my name is David Alejandro. I am present to one video, the name The Selfish Giant by Oscar Wilde. Every afternoon, as they were coming from school, the children used to go and play in the giant's garden. It was a large, lovely garden with soft green grass. Here and there over the grass stood beautiful flowers like stars, and there were 12 peach trees that in the springtime broke out into the delicate blossom of pink and pearl, and in the autumn bore rich fruit. The birds sat on the trees and sang so sweetly that the children used to stop their games in order to listen to them. How happy were our hair, they cried to each other. One day the giant came back. He had been to visit his friend the Cornish ogre and had stayed with him for 7 years. After the 7 years were over, he had said all that he had to say, for his conversation was limited, and he determined to return to his own castle. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in the garden. "What are you doing here?" he cried in a very gruff voice, and the children ran away. "My own garden is my own garden," said the giant. "Anyone can understand that, and I will allow nobody to play in but myself." So he built a high wall all around it and put up a notice board. He was a very selfish giant. The poor children had nowhere to play. They tried to play on the road, but the road was very dusty and full of hard stones, and they did don't like it. They used to wander around the high wall when their lessons were over and talk about the beautiful garden inside. How happy we were there, they said to each other. Then the spring came, and all over the country there were the little blossoms and little birds. Only in the garden of the selfish giant was still winter. The birds didn't care the sun, and there were no children, and the trees forgot the flowers, the blossoms. Once a beautiful flower put its head out from the grass, but when it saw the notice board, it was so sorry for the children that it split back into the ground again and went off sleep. The only people who were pleased were the snow and the frost. "Spring has forgotten this garden," they cried. "So will we live here are the year round." The snow covered up the grass with her great with cloak, and the frost painted all the trees silver. They they invited the north wind to stay with them, and he came. He was wrapped in furs, and he roared all day about the garden, and blew the chimney put down. "This is a delightful spot," he said. "We must ask he hail on a visit." So they hail come. Every day for 3 hours he rattled on the roof of the castle till he broke most of his tails, and then around round and around the garden as fast as he could go. He was dressed in grey, and his breath was like ice.